Can the CRL Commission stop the mushrooming of miracle-performing churches? What time is it? It's question time. Welcome to the show. Indeed, we welcome you joining us on Question Time. Today, my name is Mpho Tsedu, and indeed, my guest today is the head of the CRL Commission. And we're talking everything and anything that has got to do with what has been happening in this country, not only this week, but ever since the Commission released its report. This is Question Time. Welcome, Mom. So on the show, and really appreciate you making time. There's a lot of things that we want to talk to you about, but let's get the doom out of the way. Then we'll get to the report.
Yes.
When the doom prophet or the doom pastor came, into the public arena, the Commission's reaction was somehow cold for me. I mean, I thought you were going to say something very serious, and you said, oh, well, we can't do anything. People must come and complain.
You see, the challenge we have is that there needs to be a victim. You know, the laws of this country say there must be a victim. Hence, we are proposing a different kind of, a regulation to solve this problem. The challenge is people whom you are spraying doom on are okay with it. And when you try to go lay a charge at the police station, they tell you, well, if there's no victim, how can you then represent victims? We've tried it before with Pastor Mguni and the snake issue. We know it doesn't work. Hence, we're saying we need a different legal framework, which we are proposing in our report.
Okay, so there's absolutely nothing the Commission can do about this?
Well, we're sending summons to him to come and explain himself. But we feel the level of harm some of these pastors are causing goes beyond a little talk. You need to start being harder on the situation, because people are harming the religion itself. Christianity is a religion of billions of people around the world, and you're bringing the religion into disrepute. So we're looking at possibilities of regulating such that this stops and never happens again, once and for all.
How are you going to regulate? And I guess this then takes us to the sittings that you had where you're talking to churches and all that. How are you going to regulate the church?
You say what we're asking for is a peer review mechanism, which doesn't exist in the religious sector. You don't have a system whereby you see lawyers would have their own law society, doctors have their own, everybody is a professional. They have their own. So we're saying let's professionalize the religious sector and allow people to elect their own people who will sit around the table and monitor their behavior. And they're the ones who will tell us that, don't worry, this is within the Christian faith. You see, you might not know that, this doom thing is there, but it's there, Matthew chapter 7, verse 4. And then we should all say, okay, let's let it be. But if they are saying this is not part of our religion, it's either you stop or we then remove you as a pastor in this country, not to operate again.
Kabelo, you are in Force Lawrence.
Good evening, Mpho. How are you?
I'm well, thanks for the call, my brother.
I'm fine. Mpho, my question to the Commission chair then.
Yes.
I want to know who complained about all these churches that they are investigating, because they are busy investigating the churches. But today, when we talk about the doom pastor, she says no one came forward and complained about that. Meaning, one of the congregants didn't come and complain about the doom. So all these churches that are busy investigating, it can be the finance, it can be the women rights. Who complained about those churches? Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Kabelo.
You see, our access, we need to investigate when we think there's a problem in the cultural, religious, and linguistic communities. It even tells us how to conduct the investigation. It tells us we must send out summons and call people in. Hence, I said to you earlier on, we are sending him summons. We're still trying to locate him physically, and we're sending him summons. But what I was referring to is a criminal process whereby he will be arrested and then he will be taken to court and then to jail eventually. That one is not in the offering right now.
Okay. So you went all over the country talking to pastors and everybody. And I've read your report more than once. Yes, you did complain about the recommendations, this peer review mechanism. And I was asking myself, how is it going to work? Mapostola are not going to allow Bazalwane to review them.
Exactly. Hence, we're saying they must have an umbrella organization. A lot of, other churches have formed themselves into umbrellas, where they say we're like-minded people, we're the same type of Christians, and we're going to have this umbrella organization. But what we're saying is that we don't see room for a group of pastors who are in the doom business and say we're starting a doom business situation. What we're saying is that, for instance, you'd find that in the old churches, the Methodist Church has its own structure. They monitor themselves, they train their people, they do everything themselves. They discipline them if they do something wrong. So what we're saying, we're asking for a similar process. Because what we have now, it's independent churches, many of them. Some are saying 100,000 in the country. And we're saying let them identify, because freedom of association is key in the Constitution. Let them say we associate ourselves with this group.
Okay.
They will monitor us. We submit ourselves to them.
Okay. Peter, you are in Harangua.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Go ahead.
All right. It's Peter in Harangua here.
Yes.
The thing that I see about these churches and stuff, it seems like there's a bit of competition there, because in Harangua, you go by the street here. You get another churches, they say from Mozambique or Zimbabwe or wherever. They are naked on the street. But I never heard somebody complaining about these churches or what. But come South Africa, if you see somebody who's trying to do his magic or whatever, magic is all over the world. You can even see.
Whoa, Peter, we got cut there. But we'll just take that matter up only after the break. We're taking a quick break. When we return, we'll continue this discussion. And perhaps you've got a question or a comment to make to Umam Togo Mkwanas, which is the chairperson of the Commission for the Promotion and Protection of the Rights of Cultural, Religious, and Linguistic Communities. Gee, that's long.
It doesn't always make sense.
It's easy to ignore.
It's always asking questions. What if cars could drive themselves? What if we could drive on the moon? What if headlights were lasers? What if cars could run on water or even air?
It's called your imagination.
And if you listen to it,
Great things will happen.
it's what we do at Audi. It's what we call Vorsprung.
It's Black Friday weekend at Macro with hundreds of deals that are too big for Friday only. Get the Terrace Leisure Saturn 590 4-burner gas fry, only 2,999. Save 2,000 rand. A Hisense 220-litre fridge with top freezer, only 1,899. Save 900 rand. And the LG 55-inch smart UHD LED TV for 9,999. Save 3,000 rand. Don't miss Macro's Black Friday weekend. This Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Save up to 45% on selected in-store and online deals. Macro. Big on life.
It's more than a gift, it's capturing summer magic. Get a Galaxy S7 Edge with Tab 3 Lite bundle for $699 per month on My MTN Choice Flexi 200. Plus your choice of a Gear VR or an accessory kit. The Galaxy S7 Edge, now in blue coral.
Celebrate the holidays at Macro with big festive season savings like a Johnny Walker 18-year-old Platinum Label Whiskey Gift Pack with 2 glasses, only $9.49, save R50. Johnny Walker Black Label Whiskey Gift Pack with 2 glasses, only $2.90, save R20. And Johnny Walker's best-selling Red Label Whiskey Gift Pack with 1 glass, only $1.80, save R20. Share in these and other big festive savings for home, for business, for life. Only at Macro. Big on life.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time, and indeed you can call us and hear your views. 0891104210. John, you are in the Western Cape.
Yes, Mpo. I would like to say, Mpo, I think these churches, they really need to be regulated, because as long as these pastors are not eating the grass themselves, eating the rest themselves, also being sprayed the doom themselves, I don't think this is a good thing. They are taking advantage of situations which people are in, and I think they must be regulated, because we mustn't wait until one person complains, because already the person who is being sprayed, he still needed to be delivered also from his own problem. So he is taking a chance thinking this is going to work. So we won't let these people, learned people, take advantage of these situations. So and you see, even if you watch wrestling, they say, don't try this at home. What of the other kids when you see them eating grass at home and thinking maybe because we see churches eating grass? So I don't think they must continue doing it. They must be stopped.
John, thank you very much for the call. One of the things that come out in your report is that people love their pastors.
Oh, yes. We had 2 parallel processes, the hearings, and then we had another one which was done by UNISA, because we needed a neutral, more scientific space.
Yes.
They really love what is happening. And hence we're saying, as a nation, we need to start asking ourselves, why are our people so desperate? That we could say, you love being in this situation that we all realize is dangerous. Hence we wanted a neutral system that will say, let's talk to them and find out how they feel, why they go there, what drives them to do this.
But then, why did other pastors interdict your process and you didn't do anything and you went ahead with the others?
No. All 3 cases are in court. They're all sub judice. We have laid charges, even against the other one who's from outside the country. That matter is in the High Court. You say the challenge is, once you start undermining a Chapter 9 institution, at some point we'll end up with nothing as a nation. So we said we're duty bound to do something. We don't mind people exercising their constitutional rights of marching and doing whatever, wearing anti-CRL t-shirts. It's a constitutional right. But there's a limit to your rights. You've got to respect the powers of a Chapter 9 institution.
Macy, welcome.
Hello, Tate Fred.
Dumela mme.
Le kandat.
Ntse ka phela mme o phela jwang?
Ke phela hantle.
Eya.
I'm very much touched by the situation here about receiving advantage ka batho ba rona ba South Africa. I think situation is so like people are taking advantage of our vulnerability of our black people. Number 1, HIV activists, illegal survivor TB. You can imagine the pain that person is going through. What is that thing doing to someone's chest? South Africa. Previously, we used to say about Africa. South Africa business. But now, to my surprise, South Africa, advantage South Africa. I cannot even stand the smell. After that doom is sprayed what's going to happen?
Macy, thank you very much for that point. Macy, they're just making a point that she thinks that at first people used to say that it is people outside the borders of South Africa from the rest of the African continent who are coming to take advantage of South Africans, but alas, it is South African pastors who are actually doing this, so she feels that the harm that doom can do to a human face is quite severe. But let me just check. We keep on showing visuals of the pastor. We had him actually day before yesterday here, Mporo, who is not very happy with you, by the way, you know.
Well, I think what we should accept as a nation is that whenever we're trying to change a system that works for some people but not necessarily for others, those who find that the system works for them will fight. Actually, I would have been shocked if no one was objecting. I would have thought, hey, we must be backing up a wrong tree here. So the objections are understandable. This has never happened in this country before. Religious people have always run their shows the way they wanted them. They have never been held to account, either financially or ethically. And the issues of good governance. People think those are government issues, but there's no difference. Everyone must have good governance and ethics.
Okay. Let's go to Mpumalanga. Is it Thabo?
Hi, how are you, Mpo?
I'm well, thanks for the call.
I'm fine, man. Before you speaking to Thabo, like I said,
yes.
You know, these people are taking advantage of our people. Because now, when people are disparate, they can go for any measures. And I was very much surprised when you called Pastor Mporo somewhere during the week. He was very much touched with all what this doom pastor is doing.
Yes.
So he didn't even want to watch those videos. But what about his own things that he is doing to other people? You see, this is a business. Now the other pastor is scared. The one is doing this and the other one is doing this. So I think they must be regulated, and that lady that's there, they must just do something about this. We don't have to wait until something happens to our people.
Okay, thanks very much, Ndate Thabo in Mpumalanga. Ma'am, just give us some of the discrepancies with these churches. What is happening which you feel really, you know, even with monies and all that?
This is some of them.
Yes.
You see that those that are running, you know, tight ship, you know, like a real good NGO. And then there are those who, for instance, would sell people things, would take tithe money, would take, you know, collections from the church and put them in their own accounts or in their closed corporation account. And when we ask them to account for where's the money going to, they say, no, I'm an entertainer, actually, they're paying to entertain me. And for me, that breaks my heart when we know we are a man of God and then we say we are an entertainer.
There's a pastor who says he or she is an entertainer.
Yes.
Who is it?
I'm poor. You see, unfortunately, we can't disclose such things.
No, but the report is public.
If you check with your own people, you see the person who said that, because it's already in the public arena since the hearings were open to the media.
Yes.
So it's not the first time that people will be knowing it. It's actually Pastor Mporo. It's on record, on tape, because we recorded everything. So, you see, that's why I'm saying we are okay with whatever people say about the CRL Commission. But the journalists were there and they recorded the whole thing. And we also have footage to that effect.
George, you are in the Northwest.
Yes, sir. As long as people are not without knowledge, people do all these things. They get in these traps. And all is not lost as long as we have people like Uma Muthaluva who's standing up for all these things. She seems to be a level-headed person. We need such persons.
But they don't like her.
Come again.
I'm saying they don't like her. They say, no, actually, that one Kingaka, she's an Inyanga, so she won't like our religion anyway.
It is true, my brother, the devil is a liar. The devil can never withstand truth. And all these people, they hate scrutiny. For example, Pastor Mboro was here, hypocritically so. He is running away to disclose his financial statements on the CRL. But he was the first to cast stones on this Pastor Doom or Doom Pastor. And outright, with faith and reason, Ukolo Neniko, assist us. This thing, they give us a clear approach. The word of God, when you test it, it clearly shows this is just an antichrist movement, and we need to defeat this only and only with proper knowledge.
Bob George, thank you very much there in the Northwest. Ma'am, there was a point around foreign pastors, as they are called. What is the process of registering a church here in South Africa?
You say to register a church, you register a non-profit organization, just like you register a soup kitchen or whatever.
Okay.
And we're saying that process of registering a church can be correct for a church. You need a particular process. You need to register a church, you need to register the pastor or the priest or the reverend. Because there are laws in this country. Let's say, for instance, if you're going to work with children, you must be checked against the Child Protection Register. So those laws are being flouted.
Okay.
And hence, there's a risk to the safety of our children and our women in these churches. So we're saying we need to start from scratch and look at the whole thing. And I think some of the pastors are objecting to that. They're looking to cast aspersions at me. And maybe I should declare in front of you on national television, I'm not a traditional healer. You see, my ancestors have not told me anything to that effect. I'm a full-on Christian, christened and confirmed. I'm a Methodist congregant. So in case there was an understanding and misunderstanding, well, my ancestors have not said anything to me. They've been quiet in that area.
Okay. Itumeleng.
Thank you, Umpo. Hello, Umpo.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. You know, Umpo, there's one problem that I have about this situation. If this was a white man spraying this on black people, I'm telling you there will be an uproar. CRL won't be alone to solve this issue. Even the Limpopo Health Department, they won't be alone trying to solve this issue. If it was white people doing this to black people, political parties will be involved, the Human Rights Commission will be involved. Right now, everyone is just keeping quiet, people are just laughing. And to those people who are saying doom has killed them, I mean, they are missing the point. A harmful substance was used. You cannot just expect people to keep quiet when a harmful substance is being used to heal other people. People must talk. And now I support the CRL. We need the CRL. The CRL just needs more muzzle. We cannot just have people doing things as they wish. We need order. Where there's order, there's peace of mind. Where there's peace of mind, people can progress.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much, Timel. You know, one of the points as we conclude was that, but the CRL knows who is breaking the law. Why don't they just go straight to that person and stop calling everybody as if everybody is breaking the law?
You say the thing is, what does it mean to break the law? Because we only know whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing when you come and tell us I'm registered here. Here are my annual financial statements. This is how I do my business. So you needed to go on a countrywide, and then you do the research and you pick and choose random sampling. Yes.
But not all is doomed.
No.
Not that doomed, but I mean, they are model stories.
You see, what we discovered in terms of the random sample, we discovered that it's maybe only 5% of people who are doing the wrong thing. It's just that those that are doing the wrong thing are doing it to another extreme. You say, like this week, other pastors were praying and praising the Lord and doing normal things. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the wrong one. But the others, you know, some of the churches were amazing in terms of how they are working to keep order in those churches. I always say God likes order. God can't be part of this disorderly situation.
So what is going to happen? The report is there.
The report is out.
What's next?
We've asked the religious leaders to comment.
Okay.
They've said they needed an extension until end of June.
Okay.
We said end of June will be too late. We appreciate it's now, holy space and time. Let's give you until end of February, and then let's wrap this thing up and set up these things and solve this national crisis.
Okay. Are your findings binding?
Oh, they are. That's why we want to make sure that they all agree to them.
Okay.
And then they'll have to be implemented.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. That was question time for today. A big thank you to my guest and to you for watching the show. From me and the crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. Iva Hot.